What is paintball? Paintball is an extreme sport that involves guns or markers, powered by air, which project capsuled paint in order to shoot the other team. That's not all what paintball is. I'll be teaching you every factor that goes into the sport of paintball, from how the guns work, the history behind paintball, and how to play it. In 1981, a group of friends developed an outdoor survivalist game where the hunter becomes the hunted. It began simply as a wager among the Wall Street city boys and outdoor huntsmen. The question was to see who fostered the best survival skills. The sport later caught on with its first official game of paintball, played on June 2nd, 1981. Later on through the sport, the first paintball manufacturing company, Nelson Paintball, was the only distribution of guns and equipment in 1983. In the late 80s and early 90s, companies were starting to manufacture their own products, causing a huge spike in popularity. The first type of paintball people played was called woodsball. Woodsball uses the outdoors as your playground. Commonly played in the forest, it uses a lot more acreage than other types of paintball. You will see all different types of games, guns, and tactics used in this arena of the sport. Next is speedball. Speedball is a more modern way of playing the sport. It uses fast-paced teamwork with a more compact space. Within the arena are bunkers, most of the time inflatable, that provide cover from the opposite team. This style requires careful planning and a dedicated team with high-end guns for fast shooting. I'm now on my way to go meet and interview an owner of a paintball pro shop to go and see on how he used to play the sport and on how it's changed over the years.
So, what is your name?
Woody Lovell,
How long have you been playing paintball?
since 1998.
All right. So, when was the first day you played paintball? Do you remember?
First day I played paintball was, can't give you the day itself, but it was in May of 1998. We played in a FedEx versus UPS corporate game.
All right. And how long have you been owning this establishment?
We opened in July 1st, 2004.
All right. And how long has paintball been around?
Officially since 1981.
All right. So, what was paintball like back in the olden days?
Oh, PGB pump guns, paintballs that were hard and hurt a little bit more. And I mean, back then, the biggest technology gun was like a Spider or Pro carbines, all basically stack tube or inline blowback valves.
All right. And how has paintball changed over the years?
Since I started playing, the technology has advanced extremely far. Now you have guns that are basically computer controlled with break beam eye systems, multiple modes, computer boards in the grip that basically control the entire gun. Um, all you're doing is pulling a trigger and the board is doing the rest for you.
And where do you see paintball in a couple of years?
In a couple of years, I see the technology advancing even further now, um, giving the player more control over every aspect of the gun, such as the dwell settings for the noids, for the solenoids and all. And we're seeing a lot of the new technology guns coming out with LCD screens or OLED, organic light emitting diodes, so they can actually monitor everything that's going on with the gun itself, seeing their ball per second, rate of fire, um, dwell settings, and pressure settings directly on the gun now instead of having to guesstimate.
The paintball gun, or commonly referenced as the marker, is the most important tool in the game. The marker is what projects the paint in order to hit your target. All markers come in many different shapes, sizes, and functions, as I will show you and demonstrate you in videos and pictures ahead. The first marker is the cocker. The cocker is the most common and simplest type of paintball gun. In the early days of paintball, the bolt of the gun would have to be manually cocked, hence the name cocker. Later on, people managed to solve this problem by making minor changes to the gun's rammer. This change caused the gun to shoot automatically without cocking the bolt, giving it the name autococker. The next type of marker is the mechanical marker. The mechanical marker is a very heavy and tactical gun that is commonly used in woodsball for its superior durability. These guns will usually have a military ambiance to the way they look. The last type of gun is the electric marker. These guns are relatively new to the market. They run on electricity and magnetic forces for an insane rate of fire that can be programmed within the gun called balls per second, or BPS. These are the most popular markers as of today. The body types are still the same as the cockers. You can use electric guns for any type of paintball, although they are more reliable in speedball.
Recording.
Air and paint are the keys to getting an enemy player shot. Without them, the gun won't shoot. There are two types of air, CO2 and HPA. CO2 is the cheapest type of air that can be used in a paintball marker. Then there is a high-end HPA, or high-pressured air, which is very much recommended in more expensive guns. Since electric guns use solenoid, those guns can't use CO2. If used, the solenoid will freeze and break. In order to regulate how much air flows through your gun, you use what's called a regulator. Every gun has a regulator, whether it's a simple screw or internal pneumatics. The regulators are measured in PSI, or pounds per square inch. PSI is measured using the formula pressure equals force divided by area. Paint is one of the important qualities of paintball. You can't just pick some random paint that was sitting in your closet for a year, or paint that was sitting in the fridge. Every type of gun needs a certain type of paint. If it's too fragile, the paint will break, depending on the strength of your gun's PSI. If the paint is too strong, then it won't break on the enemy player. These are always the most important factors when choosing which gun you will use in the game. Maintaining a controlled temperature climate is ideal with paint. The barrel of your gun is what determines your accuracy and range. Traditional barrel bore sizes range from .687 to .692 inch diameter. Bore size of the barrel will help with a more accurate shot. Next is the hopper. The hopper is what holds the paint in large quantities, so that you have balls to shoot. Hoppers vary in captivity from 50 balls in a hopper to 200 balls. But like I say, there's nothing wrong with too many balls. Pods are thermos-like containers where you store your paint during a game, so you don't use all your paint in your hopper. The mask is the most important piece of safety equipment on the field. Besides elbow and knee pads, you are required to wear a mask while in play. It keeps your face and eyes safe from getting hit and ending up with a major injury. Your mask must be on at all times when on a field. The best way to find your perfect mask is to see if it's comfortable enough for you, has proper ventilation, and must cover your face completely. Now that you know more about paintball, I encourage everyone who is watching this to come and give paintball a try, whether it's one day after school or for the heck of it. It would really mean a lot to a lot of people just to go out there and say that you appreciate the sport. Alright, this is Cole, and I'm signing off. Thank you for listening to my video.
90% concentrated power of will, 5% pleasure, 50% pain, and 100% reason to remember the name.